Despite the penalties, the strip sack fumble in the end zone, the muff punt, and converting only 1 third down, the Packers coaching staff believe these issues can all be fixed at practice. Over to SU men's lacrosse, number 2 ranked Syracuse took a trip to College Park, Maryland to take on their biggest test of the season, number 6 Maryland. The Orange hope to snap their 6-game losing streak against the Terrapins this afternoon. Every quarterback has their favorite target, but for Love, he can rely on a variety of offensive weapons that can make big plays for the Packers. One of them is wide receiver Matthew Golden, the team's first-round draft pick. The road to the Frozen Four in St. Louis began this afternoon for the Cornell men's ice hockey team. The Big Red won the ECAC championship for the 2nd straight year when they beat Clarkson 3-1 in Lake Placid last week. While much of the talk of training camp has focused on the wide receivers, Kraft can provide a spark at the tight end position. He understands it's a long road for the Packers to win a championship.
What were your thoughts on his performance this afternoon?
Louis, Jimmy McCool was calm, cool, and collected in his first career start. McCool made 9 saves and is expected to improve and become more confident as the season progresses. You have to give a lot of credit to SU's defense for supporting him and forcing 21 Jacksonville turnovers. McCool also held the Dolphins scoreless for the first 25 minutes of the game. We head south to the Windy City as the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs faced off for a doubleheader today at Wrigley Field. The season series is tied at 4, and the Brewers have won 14 of their last 15 games. In Game 1 of the doubleheader, the Brew Crew strike first. Top of the 3rd, Bryce Terang drives it to left field. Casey looks up, and it's gone. That's 5 home runs in 10 games for the second baseman. Top of the 5th, Caleb Durbin cranks it to left field for his 2nd home run of the year against the Cubs. It's 2-0 Brewers. Cubs manager Craig Counsell can't believe it. In the 8th inning, bases loaded for the Brewers, Terang drills it to right field for a base hit. Sal Frelick scores from 3rd to make it 5-0 Brew Crew. It's all Milwaukee in this one. Later in the inning, Cubs pitcher Gavin Hollowell throws a wild pitch and Joey Ortiz scores from 3rd. The Brew Crew win at 7-0 and capture their 5th win against the Cubs this season. The Brewers pitching staff held the Cubs to only 2 hits. Game 2 was scheduled to start a few hours later, but it was postponed due to rain. Let's lead off tonight with the NFL Draft, wrapping up today at Lambeau Field in Green Bay. With the 165th overall pick in the 5th round, the Los Angeles Chargers selected the 6-foot 5-star tight end from Syracuse. Gadsden is the first SU tight end picked in the draft since 1998. 1 round later, the nation's leading passer, Kyle McCord, got the call from his hometown team, the Philadelphia Eagles. McCord grew up in Mount Laurel, New Jersey, playing his high school ball in Philly. In the 7th round, LaQuinn Allen was picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars. He finished his SU career with over 3,000 yards of total offense and 32 touchdowns. Finally, with the 4th to last pick of the draft, edge rusher Fidel Diggs was selected by the New Orleans Saints. The number 1 cornerback spot is up for grabs after the Packers released Jair Alexander. This has opened the door for Keyshawn Nixon.
Fires, it's intercepted. Nixon with the pick.
And Carrington Valentine, as that position group holds a high standard.
Obviously, we want to be the best defense in the league. We also preach on taking the ball away.
We want to be the number 1 turnover team. So that's what we aiming for.
With the first preseason game in 2 days here at Lambeau Field against the New York Jets, Nixon and Valentine are focusing on showcasing their skills and being part of a unit that's setting the tone with a strong defensive mindset.
I think the whole team still has a physicality. I don't think one player brings that. I think everybody on the defense brings that for sure.
We just know the time is now. Obviously, it's football, so you want to be the more disciplined team. But obviously just honing in on the details.
As coaches, let's be real, we could talk about anything and you can emphasize stuff, but they have to buy in, and they have.
And that buy-in, especially by Green Bay's top 2 corners, has only grown stronger entering year 2 under defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley. And now it's about executing against other teams.
I just think now we can just play faster because it's not a teaching thing anymore. Last year we had to learn the defense, learn how the coaches want us to play and stuff like that. But now we know the standard and the play style, so it come natural now for sure.
Everything is pointing in the right direction for the Packers to have a top-tier cornerback room, to lead a defense with high expectations, from setting goals to familiarity and buying in. Reporting in Green Bay, Rich Rosa, Local 5 Sports.
Nembhard kicks it out. Toppin. Good contest from Dort. Haliburton falls down. Haliburton's hurt.
Indiana Pacers star point guard Tyrese Haliburton suffered one of the worst injuries in basketball, a torn Achilles.
He's in pain, so emotional.
And it happened on the biggest stage, Game 7 of the 2025 NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think when you look back on the year that was and how special it was, you know, that means a lot for me.
He'll backpedal a three for the win, and he got it!
I had a lot of fun and got to grow, you know, myself as a player in person every day and chase my dream of winning a championship. And obviously we fell short, and dealing with, you know, rehabbing this right now.
Haliburton is grateful to have his family by his side during the recovery process.
It takes a village, you know, and you know, I have a great village behind me, great people behind me, so they've done a great job of, you know, making it as easy as it possibly can be right now.
The offseason is a time for NBA players to develop their skills, but for Haliburton, he's rehabbing from his injury and giving back to his community here in Oshkosh by hosting a basketball pro camp at his alma mater, Oshkosh North High School, where he won a state title in 2018.
The sense of community has always meant a lot to me, and I'm wise enough to understand that I wouldn't be where I am today without the people that I've had behind me. And just growing up, you can think back to all the people that have had such an impact on me, from, you know, teachers to coaches to just community members in general.
People in Haliburton's community who impacted his life recognize the significance of his contributions.
When you have somebody who's able to help, you know, make the current students and players feel special, it just, you know, makes a huge difference.
The two-time NBA All-Star is taking his recovery week by week and reconnecting with the city that shaped him. Reporting in Oshkosh, Rosa, Local 5 Sports.